riding down the Harland Highway.
All right, hold tight on the Harland Highway show.
Harland Williams.
1, 2, 3. In the place to be. That's how I always check. Not good?
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
How does it go?
1, 2, 3.
3.
That's how you count, right?
1, 2, 3.
Ja, sehr gut. 1, 2, Polizei.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, Polizei.
Do you remember the song? It was like a really bad techno song. It was like 1, 2, Polizei.
Was that Falco?
No, actually not. Then it would have been good.
Yeah,
It was
Falco
like a
was
song.
good, man. That guy
Falco
had
was
some...
Austrian, though.
Oh, he was.
So was Hitler. just to make that point.
Although I didn't find Hitler's pop techno music quite as enjoyable as Falco's. There's something a little
It's important
sinister
to
about
separate
it.
the misconceptions of who's German and who's not.
So before we get any deeper into this, let me hit the theme music here because
cool.
this is exciting. You won't be able to hear it because you don't have your headphones on, but that's okay. Oh, that she wants. All right, she's gonna get her headphones, and I say she because I haven't introduced her yet. But we got some cool music going. Get in on it. And we're as you know, we're here on the Harland Highway podcast right here, and get them on. Although they're like the Rubik's cube.
How's that?
Bend it. Here, I'll get it for you. The Rubik's cube. There you go. There's the theme music, right? That was it worth it or no?
Yeah.
And how about a little laughter and applause for you? Oh God, we almost didn't get through the intro, but we did. Welcome to the Harland Highway, and what a fantastic guest, fascinating, interesting guest I have today. And I want to make sure I say the name right. Magdalena, right?
Yes.
Right? I said it right?
Yeah. You can say Maggie.
Maggie. But Magdalena is so flowery. Here's what immediately came to mind for me. It's a beautiful name, but I thought it's a species of flower or it's an exotic bird, which it's neither. It's you. But my name's Harland, and my name does not conjure up images of beautiful wild desert flowers or an exotic tropical bird, but your name does.
We sound like a great chapter in the Bible. Like Magdalena and Harland were on their way to do some
Probably to help Moses or something.
some shit like that. Yeah.
Some shit to help Moses.
Can you say that?
You
I'm
can
sorry.
say whatever you want. I don't know if Moses will be happy, but if you want to cuss up Moses, go for it.
Any backup?
But do you think of your name like that, like in terms of something else, or has it just always been just Magdalena?
No, Magdalena stands for anxiety, because that's what my mom would say. Because my friends and everybody would be Maggie or maybe Magda. In Germany, you say Magda.
Yeah.
But my mom would be like, Magdalena, clean your room or something. So Magdalena is very much anxiety. Magdalena means DMV. Magdalena means post office. So all the things that stress you out, right?
Oh, wow.
So it's not my favorite.
Oh, really? So you want Maggie. Maggie
Because
is
Maggie sounds like
softer.
a good time. Magdalena
Maggie sounds like a good time.
like your license renewal.
You know, it sounds like an even better time. Maggie with a margarita and a bikini sounds like an even better time. But
now we're talking.
that's your Christian name, Magdalena Bikini Margarita. So from Germany originally, right?
Yes.
And what part may I inquire?
Born in the Black Forest, the Schwarzwald.
The South, yeah.
Where all the serial killers
Stuttgart?
reside. In a little town. It's called Donaueschingen. It's where the Donau begins. It's the biggest river in the south.
Wow.
But then later, we moved when I was little, and I grew up by Hamburg.
Okay.
So later I lived and studied in Hamburg.
You lived in the south and the north.
Yeah.
So did that river eventually flow into the Rhine?
No, we have a lot of rivers. The
Yeah.
Rhine is like the middle of Germany.
Yeah.
The Elbe is in the north, and the Donau is in the south.
Oh wow!
It's
I've been to all those. I've been to the Black Forest. I've been to Stuttgart.
With the army or for pleasure?
No, just for pleasure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I lived in Köln or
Köln, yeah,
or
Köln.
Köln. There's so many different, like Cologne, people call it.
Köln, yeah.
But I lived there, and I'll be honest, I liked the South. I liked Stuttgart more than I liked Hamburg. Hamburg I found a bit too industrial.
Whatever.
Oh, which one do you? Wow, not the right thing to say, right? I mean, I loved Hamburg, and that southern stuff. Yeah, too industrial.
Yeah.
Did you? How long have you been out of Germany now?
I moved in 2014, so I've been visiting since 2012, America, and then I fully moved in 2014. So it's 8 years.
8
this
years.
Summer flew by.
It flies by. Life flies by, man. And I love Germany. I went to Germany on a fluke. I was supposed to go for 2 weeks, and I ended up living there almost a year and a half and working there and falling in love there. And I was blown away. I had this kind of stereotypical misconception that everyone was running around in lederhosen, and it was very mountainous, and it was kind of, and it's the most cosmopolitan, cool place. And the German people I found, they could be a bit standoffish, maybe just in Cologne, I don't know, but once you got into their inner circle and they kind of knew who you were and embraced you, oh my God, the most fun, wonderful people. I almost didn't come home to leave.
No, we are really nice, and I think
Yeah.
it's a cliche or something. We never eat sauerkraut, first
Yeah,
of all.
yeah.
We never wear lederhosen.
Yeah.
This is like, I would say, Americans always run around with the American flag, although that's almost true. But
Yeah.
but we really don't. We never eat kraut. Maybe like
Yeah.
once each 2 years at some old grandma place.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but Germany is very open-minded, as you say, very
Yeah.
cosmopolitan.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
have to be, given the history and everything.
Yeah.
That's the least we can do, is to be absolutely inviting and have infinite kindness and friendliness. That's what we
Yeah.
owe to the people, and even though it's years ago and my
Yeah.
generation has nothing to do with it, we
Yeah.
still feel like we have to
course.
represent being a nice and kind country,
Any history in any country wears whatever went on there. It's like slavery in the U.S. Like
Yeah.
it happened so long ago, but look, it still permeates everything. And every country has its history, and you have to deal with it. But what a place. Yeah, I was so impressed with it, and I was I really didn't expect it to be the way it was. And I love how German people, and not every single German people, but overall I found the society to be very like technical, on time. Like even to get a bus on the street, they have a sign at the bus stop. It says, your bus will be here at 4:03, and at 4:03 the bus is there. And the trains and everything runs like a
clock.
Yeah.
Everything is a clock. Yeah, we say 5 minutes early is on time is late is rude.
Yeah.
Right? Today I was early, right?
You were
15 minutes
early. Yeah, you were great. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
So I hate it in LA, and I know we have traffic.
Yeah.
I know stuff happens, but if we meet at 3, and at 3:05 you text me, we're still on for
Hate it.
3, but it's already 3:05, and I'm like, I'm here.
I hate it. One thing I can't stand, I'm always Mr. Early. I'm
Yeah.
usually 5 or 10 minutes early, or if not, I'm on time. I always say, if you're late, you're not valuing the other person's time. And you're kind of subliminally saying, I don't care about you and your schedule. We're not all busy. Like, hello.
Yeah, time is my highest value. It's
Yeah,
to me, it's the
it's
highest.
precious. Oh,
It's really
good.
precious. So I
Yeah.
would never dare to waste it, someone else's. And if you
Yeah.
waste mine, it's gonna be a problem.
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. One thing I didn't love about Germany, though, and I don't know if
Anyways, it was so nice talking about Germany.
yeah, I love it. I can't stop because I got to be honest. It's not every day I run into like German people, with
Yeah?
German descent, and all that. But last thing I'll say about it is like what I didn't like over there was the flirting. Like
Why is that?
the flirting was very open. I fell in love with the girl over there, and we were dating, and we'd hang around with other friends and couples, and I'd be just at a picnic or something, and one of my buddy's girlfriends would suddenly just be like really hitting on me, like right in front of the guy. And then I'd look at my girlfriend and she'd be like hitting on another guy. And I pulled her over one day. I said, what is going on here? What's with all this flirting? Like, this is not good. She goes, this is what we do here. This is how we do it. What, you don't like it? I said, no, I don't like it. It's very like, it makes me jealous. It's threatening. She goes, well, this is what we do. And I just had to eat it. It was like horrible, but
We are very friendly people, as I said, right? We're very kind to everyone. And anyone.
yeah, no, it's great. Well, great to have you here. And I can't wait to get into it because you do something very, very unique, something that's fascinated me. And I've run into people that do what you do over the years, but I've never had a chance to sit and talk to someone and pick their brain and go in deep. And can you tell our Harland Highway audience what it is you do?
So I am a hypnotist, which means I use hypnosis as a tool to change what you believe. Because people are like, what is hypnosis? Do you use like a pendulum and like a pocket watch? You don't use a pocket watch anymore.
Yeah,
that's like
ancient.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So what hypnosis does, it changes what you believe. So it doesn't change your personality, but it changes your identity. What you think is right, what you think you deserve, who you think you are, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because even if you think, I am me, I know what I want, blah, blah, blah. No, you are a creation of your outer circumstances.
Right.
And if your circumstances were great, good for you. You have a healthy mindset, you love yourself, you take care of yourself, right? You're kind, you're compassionate. If your circumstances were shitty, bullied in school, shitty parents, it happens. Terrible things happen to you, trauma, accidents. You visited the army and you actually had a bad time there, all that stuff.
Yeah.
This project turns out to be rather negative.
Right.
And hypnosis can go back into that spot where it's been created and override it and change it.
Wow.
It's really cool, and it's really the closest thing to magic.
Yeah.
It's really, and I know people are like, that shit doesn't work. I was the same. I was like, right.
Yeah.
But how I started was I was a client myself.
Of a hypnotist.
Of hypnosis,
yeah.
I tried it twice in my life.
Yeah.
The first time was rather passive, and it helped me, but I didn't connect it to the hypnosis. I thought I just got better in general. The second time, I actively went and got hypnotized to help me with something, and it helped me again, and I was like, no shit.
Really, it worked.
Yeah, it really
What was
does.
the first thing you wanted to have help with?
My first career was I was a musical actress and a contemporary dancer, and I had a terrible knee accident which ended my career. Because in Germany, to be in the musicals, you have to sing, act, and dance evenly. Great.
Yeah.
And I couldn't just dance the way I did, so I tried different therapies. One of them was hypnosis, and suddenly I was like, I could, do something else, and there's still things I can do. I could go into movies. I don't have to dance. And suddenly I saw this perspective shift happened, right? That's what hypnosis does.
Yeah.
Because I can't change your life, but I can change how you look at it.
So wait a minute, before we go any further, because I was always under the perception that hypnosis was something that just lasted for a few minutes.
No.
I didn't realize you could kind of hypnotize someone and it could stay in them and they could utilize it going forward for how long? For years? For the rest of their life?
It changes your belief.
So for the rest of your life, it can affect you.
Por siempre, yeah.
I thought it was like, someone did a session, maybe it sort of lasted a little and sort of wore off, but you're saying it stays instilled inside you.
Yeah, it lasts long enough to override that new belief, that old belief, and create a new one. So let's say you smoke and I hypnotize you into not smoking. So now you believe you don't smoke. Maybe you just believe it for 30 days. But by those 30 days, you quit smoking because you quit. So now you have like evidence in your head. Oh, I really didn't smoke for 30 days. So I guess I'm not a smoker anymore. Boom, new belief is created.
But there's no way to hypnotize someone to say you will believe you don't smoke for the rest of your life. Yeah. Is there a way so that if they hit that 30-day wall, is there a way to go beyond that?
No. You like ease into it and then you don't even notice when, like, I don't even know when the transition happens, if there's a transition.
Yeah.
I override your old belief, I need cigarettes, I like it, I need smoking, into, I don't need it, I can just take a deep breath or meditate or just, I don't know, eat a half a bag of chips instead and I'll be good.
Yeah.
And
just as healthy, by the way.
Yeah.
Smoking and chips go hand in hand.
I love chips.
You give up smoking and, let's say you smoked, a pack a day?
Yeah.
So now you eat a pack of chips a day and you're doing great. What's your favorite flavor of chips?
Dill pickle.
Dill pickle?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, it's just the dill and the sourness. And then,
really?
Yeah.
This is from a girl that won't eat sauerkraut. Wow. Okay. Is that a dill pickle smoothie, by the way, right there?
Yes,
It sure looks
this is
like
actually,
it. Is it?
yeah, blended dill pickles
Oh, wow. God.
from the Black Forest.
I think I got to be hypnotized to never want one of those. So what was the second thing, if you don't mind me asking, that you did with hypnosis that kind of made you even a deeper believer?
The second time was after my divorce.
Oh, you had one of
So
those.
Some of you
so
will
they
know.
do that in Germany too.
Marriage is fun or not. And when it ends, if you want it or if you don't want it, doesn't matter. It sucks. I've been married
Yeah.
for almost 6 years. A house, projects, companies. Me and my ex-husband worked on television together, so the public knew. Blah blah blah.
God.
So
This was in Germany?
well, he was German, but we lived in LA.
Oh, it was in LA.
I moved
Okay.
for him actually.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I was young and full of dreams and hopes and all of that.
Now, that being said, without getting too regrets that it led you to this place, or do you kind of go, I wish I'd never left Germany?
No, I feel so at home here.
Okay,
I feel
good.
like
So there's a happy silver lining.
of course. I
Okay.
wanted to come anyways, so that's what
Okay.
made it easy. I
She
had
said,
my eye
yeah.
on LA already and on America,
Okay,
and then meeting
okay.
him just made it easier because I had even stronger reasons to come,
Okay,
you know?
okay.
But anyways, I had that divorce and we both separated on, let's call it good terms. We wanted it. It was not a surprise
Yeah.
to anybody. But still, when it hits you with all the consequences, the separation of things, finances, again, the public knew in Germany, the press, all of that stuff.
Oh, it's enough of a burden, just the two of you, and then of course your family has to know about it, so that's bad enough. But when the public gets in on it, forget it.
Yeah, and people are so curious, and
a
I
horror.
knew it, or I saw that coming, and
Oh, they all see it coming.
they all see it
Yeah,
coming. They're all
everybody.
psychics, and they give you their opinion that nobody asked for. And after that, it was like 6 or 7 months. I
Yeah.
felt like shit. I was like, man, I wanted this to end. I wanted to be free again, but now I'm free, and it ended, and I'm like still not happy, and I fell into like this dark place a little bit.
Oh no.
So I met this hypnotist, and I tried it. I was like, fuck it. I'm not into drugs. I don't want to get into alcohol. I don't want to like
good,
really try
good.
the
Healthy mind.
the movie things that people in the movies do. I
Yeah.
was like, let me try to find something that will not destroy my life.
Good,
So I
good.
tried the hypnosis, and man, one time
Really? No, before we get into it, where did you meet the hypnotist?
I don't remember.
Oh, interesting.
I think at an event or at a party or something.
Where was a lot of drinking and drugs?
No,
I'm just kidding, I'm
Really not.
I'm kidding. I'm
Dill
kidding.
pickle chips are my only,
So you were the girl in the corner smoking Jill
I
dill
crack
pickle.
them and I take the dill pickle chips.
So-
And then, we did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that can't be coincidence. Again, it didn't change my life and what happened, but it
Oh.
changed how I looked at it.
Yeah.
Right? Is your glass half full or is it half empty?
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
Is something that happens to you a curse or is it a gift? Like you asked me, was it a curse that I married and got divorced, or was it
Yeah.
a gift that because of that I'm still here and living a great life?
Yeah.
And then I became friends with him, and he kind of introduced me to like his squad, to all these people in that field, self-help, speakers, hypnotists, mentalists, all those people we would make fun of, like, yeah, right.
Yeah. It's weird how pessimistic we are as humans.
Yes.
We don't want to believe things, but when you decide to get past that barrier and uncover things, sometimes
It's
you're really
amazing.
surprised. That happened to me. Just to deviate for a second, was with a couple of events, was Burning Man. Whenever you mention the word Burning Man to people, they go, oh my God, what a bunch of druggies and this and that.
Yeah.
And it was that very reaction. I was in a group of people one day, and this girl was telling us about her beautiful experience at Burning Man. I was so ethereal and spiritual and all this. And we were, there's like 20 of us around her, and she was just beaming. And everyone in the group just went, oh, God. And I just looked at that and I went, here's this girl that's really just saying what an amazing, spiritual, wonderful time she had. And everyone's like kind of poo-pooing. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to Burning Man just because of that, So I drifted towards the positive energy and not the negative. And now, since then, I've been to Burning Man 5 times. It's beautiful,
Oh, I've never been. I would love to go
Oh,
to see
you would
the
love
art.
it. The art, there's so much there. Yes,
Yeah.
is there drugs, is there booze, but that's anywhere.
That's
You
anywhere.
could go to Disneyland and there could be a guy tweaking.
Big time.
Yeah, so,
Disney Adventure is a huge market.
yeah, I think I saw Pluto the dog like doing a bong behind Magic
For
Mountain
sure.
once. They don't
Oh,
call
yeah.
it Magic Mountain for no reason. But So things like that. So with what you're dealing with, I can see some people can be very pessimistic, and maybe for some people it doesn't work or you don't get results. But is there an instance where hypnosis doesn't work on some people?
No. So another problem is that, as in every field, and you probably know this as a entertainer and actor and a producer and everything you do, in every field there are shitty people that do what we do, but they do it in a shitty way, or they're not even good or not talented. It's like, let's say somebody sings at a wedding and it's terrible, and then you marry and you're like, I don't want a wedding singer. That shit was horrible, right?
Yeah.
But then there are people that are great in our field. So it's the same thing. People maybe saw a hypnotist that didn't know what he or she was doing. It was lame. It was boring. It was creepy even. Some of these dudes are creepy. I would never, if I'm a woman and I maybe have problems with my relationship or even sexuality, females have some intimate problems. I'm not going to tell some 50-year-old weird dude with glasses that will put me on a chair and give me a blanket and lock the door. Yeah. Hell no.
In a therapy room.
Yeah, and then it's going to be just relax, and you're getting an internal anxiety attack, and you see yourself chopped up and thrown into the river or something. Yeah. So there are just too many people that are not good at what we do. And most of the people maybe met those shitty people, and then they're like, oh, I've tried that once, I've been there, done that crap doesn't work. So then I have even more work to prove and show, oh, actually you just went to a bad person.
Well, because in any field, there's always the top tier. There's always the, whether it's stand-up comedy, acting, truck drivers, whatever it is, there's always the people, the top 25% that are really good at it, and the rest can be mediocre to bad. So
that reminds me of a story. Remember earlier I told you my camera guy from yesterday I was filming knew you? Yeah. Now I remember what else he said. He said he saw you at a comedy event. Okay. And before you was a guy who was terrible. Okay. Nobody laughed, and you went on stage after him and repeated every single one of his jokes. Okay. Does it ring a bell? He said that's where he saw you. I remember. I
do that a lot. Whether a comic's good or bad, I love watching the comics that are ahead of me, and then going up and taking. I'll take a joke from each act, and then what I'll do is I'll weave their jokes together to make it into one joke. So it seems like one story. I did a theater once where I think there were 11 comedians in front of me, and I was on last, and I sat in the back, and I made a note of each comedian's joke, and I went up, and the first 10 minutes of my act was this rambling story, but I used all their jokes. And what's beautiful is it takes about a minute or two for the audience to pick up on what I'm doing. So there's kind of this grudge. It's like, what's he they're like, oh, what? Oh, and then it just explodes because they get it, and now they're on the ride. But anyways, if I can ask, and this is, you might be too humble to answer, on a scale of 1 to 10, in the hypnosis spectrum, where would you kind of
10.
place? Wow, you didn't even hesitate. She Bo Derek me. Just 10. Bo Derek, 10.
You know why?
Because you're a 10.
Right?
Well,
my gift is actually my lack of knowledge. I am pretty new to this.
Okay.
So I don't know everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't know everything, I also don't know what's officially not possible.
Oh, great.
So when people ask me about something where the good old field knows, well, that's impossible, I don't know. I'm like, I think we can do that.
Good.
And I do it. So I've broken a few limits and things that were known as, you can't fix that with hypnosis. And I did it because I simply didn't know that officially we can't do that.
I love that.
So my lack of knowledge made me limitless. I don't know about limits because I don't know enough yet. It's such a huge field. It's like the universe, like the subconscious mind and psychology and what happens when we dream, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And because I don't know everything, I did things that were famous for being impossible. And I
beautiful.
Did them.
You know, many great things have happened in science and in life because of that.
Yeah, because people didn't know that they're not supposed to mix those two things or whatever, and then something amazing came out. And so, people say knowledge is power, but not always. And there's different kinds of knowledge. And I think the biggest problem in our society, in the world in general, is this pushing or pressing limiting beliefs, limiting knowledge on you. I'm going to teach you this, but no, that you can only go till there, or this is where it ends, right? You can do 10 of these, but not 11. If you don't know how many you can do, maybe you'll do 20.
Yeah.
And that was my gift, or that is my strength, that I simply don't know
good. Yeah.
what is possible and what isn't.
You're not putting boxes around your scope.
Yeah.
I met a very smart scientist once, and he worked in the field where this was probably, I think it was maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I don't know the exact timeline, when they finally mapped the human DNA. Remember that for the longest time, for forever, they didn't know how to map it and know all the elements of the human DNA. And this guy was one of these scientists working with other brilliant minds trying to chart it and map it so that they could, figure out diseases and all this stuff. And he said there was one guy in the scientific community who was like Jimmy Buffett. This guy wore Hawaiian shirts, and he was a surfer, and he wore shorts and sandals into the labs, and they laughed him off. They laughed, and I don't remember his name, but he told me, he goes, that's the guy that cracked it, because he was out of the box. He wasn't following everything. I think the same guy who invented penicillin might have done the same when he was experimenting with mold, and I don't think he was following any true protocol. I mean, there was some, but it's like you said, there's that kind of accepting the lack of the unknown, which is, I think that's very important.
And a lot of limits are set by people that met their own limits.
That's right.
And then they made it a law.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, just because you didn't get further, why would you put this on us? Then we, a new generation, new knowledge, different mindset, different point of view.
Yeah. It's like this guy, they kind of like pushed him to the side because he wasn't falling in lockstep. And lo and behold, he's the guy that cracked it. So it sounds like you've done some of that where you don't know the mold, and I love it that you just said I'm a 10. Like I thought you were gonna be honest. I thought, you'll probably go, I'm a 7 and 8. You thought, but just I love people that just know who they are and where they're at. That's cool, man. That's hot.
If I wouldn't be a 10, I wouldn't be doing it. I don't like doing things 9.5 or 9. It's 10 or nothing, You
don't shingle roofs or anything, do you? Because I need someone really good to get up there, and I got a few holes.
I have small hands. They're good to get into corners.
Okay. All right. So explain a little the process, because I have a lot of questions about it. Like when you say you hypnotize someone, you don't have a toolbox. You're not pulling out a screwdriver or a hammer. It's your mind coming up against another human mind. There's nothing touching.
It's my words.
Yeah, tell us how can you, without anything physical connecting, your brain is affecting another brain, which fascinates me.
No, not really.
Or am I way wrong?
Yeah, it's called self-help, right? So I pretty much help you to help yourself. Everything I do, you could probably do yourself if you would research and be really good at meditation and calm your mind. But most people are like all over the place. They don't have time for that. So why you would book/pay me is to save your time. And I pretty much help you to do stuff you could do yourself. But again, it would take more time. So what I do is I guide you and I tell you what to feel, what to imagine, what to bring back or memorize or imagine or whatever, and you do it, and I guide you into that so-called state of theta.
Theta.
Theta is
Can
a
we
state
spell
of trance.
that?
Theta. It's Greek.
Greek, huh?
Greek letter.
Greek. You're cringing when you say Greek, is it?
Greek.
You don't like
theta.
Greek food? You don't?
No, it's good.
Okay, I get
I can
it
do
now.
I like olives, fetas.
Greek. So just the way your face crook. Greek. Yeah. Okay, so keep going.
Yeah. So theta is a state where, for example, kids are naturally, I think, till they turn 11, 12.
Yeah.
I can't hypnotize kids because they're in that state already.
Really?
Think about how many things we learned in school. Riding a bike, learning plants and flowers and colors and so many things.
Yeah.
Now you need to remember one line, you're close to a nervous breakdown. You're like, I can't. So because theta is that state where your brain is like a sponge.
Yeah.
You open it and you shove in the books and then you close it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But as we get older, we fall out of that state and we fall into a more conscious state. So we switch into autopilot. Our conscious mind is on autopilot. We kind of know the 7 to 12 things we're doing. You don't think about breathing. You don't think about scratching yourself. But then you know how to drive and how to talk and all that stuff. But this theta state is gone. And we sometimes pop into it if we zone out, or if you watch a great movie or a great show, or you hear a song that reminds you of something, or you smell some food and it brings you back to grandma baking.
Yeah.
That's when you pop back into theta. And these are the moments, do you notice when before people have an idea or like an epiphany, they kind of zone out. They're like, dude, what about this? Right? For a second, they were gone.
Yeah,
for a sec.
they get that glazed.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's theta. And hypnosis puts you back into that state where pretty much the filter of your conscious and subconscious mind is gone. Your conscious mind has ideas, what you think is right, what you should do. Your subconscious mind has your beliefs. So if my conscious mind thinks, I'm pretty, I'm cute, I'm successful, I can do this, but in my subconscious mind, because of my past and all this stuff, you know you're not worth it.
Yeah.
You know, why do so many pretty girls do 15,000 surgeries? Although they're cute, but they do more and more. They don't feel, oh, they're skinny, but they feel they need to be more skinny, or they're not good enough. Or certain people think they always get cheated on, and then they have a great relationship, but then they self-sabotage to, you know, provoke the cheating just to confirm their belief.
Oh, God.
Because that's all your subconscious beliefs.
Yeah.
When you're in theta, this filter is gone, and your conscious and subconscious is one. So I can make your beliefs an idea, and your ideas say belief. And then it's like in alignment. And that's where people say, I'm a 10. I'm great at what I'm doing. I'm worthy. Not in an arrogant way. Confidence and arrogance look similar, but it isn't. Arrogance means, you know, I'm great and you're shit. Confidence means I work hard and I know I'm good. I studied and I deserve to make that money. And I come from a poor family and I still deserve to be rich. Or I come from a rich family and I still deserve to be rich too. I'm going to work for it. It gives you that healthy selfishness in a positive way.
Yeah, when you said 10, I didn't take it in a pompous way. I took it as you were very self-assured and very confident, which is nice, because a lot of people aren't that way in life, and they probably should be, you know?
But imagine I'm a 7. Imagine I'm doing a job and I promote my profession and I try to help clients and to get clients, and I'm a 7. It would be almost like a crime. I'm just a 7, but still hit me up.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to, when I serve food, I make sure it tastes delicious before I give it to you. I won't be like, kind of tastes like shit, but, you know, there you go. It's the same with your profession, with anything you do. Whatever you do, you should always feel like you served a 10.
Yeah, I think I'm in that zone. I don't say it out loud, but in my head, that's the way I always operate.
Say it.
Oh, I'll say it if asked, but I don't, you know, because in my life, I feel like all I need to know, the only person that needs to know what level I'm operating at is me. And the rest is my actions showing it, right? So I don't have to blip. But if someone asked me, I'd say, yeah, man, I'm running. I'm always aiming to hit it over the wall, always, no matter what I'm doing. So when you do the hypnosis, are you in a scenario with people where you're taking the power of your mind, or you're suggesting and altering their thoughts? Like, are you one of these people going to say, hey, for the next 10 minutes you're going to think you're a chicken, that type of thing? Or is it more sophisticated than that, or can you do both?
So there's hypnosis and hypnotherapy. Hypnosis is technically the show part of it.
Right.
Make people forget their name, do like funny stuff. You're hot, you're cold, blah, blah, blah. You can do this for fun and promotion and extra cash if you feel like this. That's the entertaining aspect.
Right.
Hypnotherapy is really what I do is, you know, trauma, fear, habits, negative patterns, addictions, PTSD, post-accident, you know, plane crash, car crash, all of that stuff.
Heavy stuff.
It's very heavy. And again, I don't, you may make it sound like I'm this like Mars attack, this big brain.
No.
I pretty much listen to people, and it's like a therapist. They already gave the answers themselves, but they need to hear it again. So when I put you in trance, I literally repeat back to you what you already told me. It's like a person says, I know I'm skinny enough and I know I don't need to lose weight, but somehow I still feel like I'm not good enough. So I tell them, you know you're skinny and you know you don't need to lose weight. And then they're like, oh yeah, that's true. So I repeat back to them what they already know. It's nothing new, because the funny part is we all know what's right.
Yeah.
But then there's some disconnect and we don't know, right? And I repeat, you know when you sometimes don't know if you want to do A or B, you kind of want to do B, but you still ask around, and whatever people say, you still go with B.
Yeah.
But you like to hear, you should do B.
Right.
It's the same in hypnosis. I just repeat back to people what they already know. What they know in their conscious mind, I simply move it into their subconscious mind.
Interesting. And when you do this, do you have to physically touch them, or do you just kind of
I can do it virtually, so I have Zoom
Really?
sessions, and group coachings. It's amazing, especially if you've been hypnotized before. It works great online. And if I see people in person, I have so-called inductions. There are a few cute little tools that you can switch up how you put someone in trance.
And just so people watching get the full picture here, that's kind of the thing where, in a way, you sort of take over a little bit, or if you say trance, they go
people-
out,
yeah.
or they go like,
So
what does it look like?
You set an expectation. So I tell people, when I say the word sleep, you're not going to go to sleep, but your eyes are going to close, your body's going to relax. Whatever happens, just listen to the sound of my voice. Blah blah blah.
Right.
I'm going to repeat back to you what you already know, but make yourself ready to accept all these changes. Accept you for yourself. Blah blah blah. All that stuff.
Yeah.
And because I set an expectation, they fall into it and they close their eyes and they do relax. It's like when I tell you this injection really won't hurt, you won't even feel it. You'll be like, okay. But if I tell you, some people said it's kind of stingy in the beginning, so you're gonna feel it too.
Yeah.
So I said that's already part of the hypnosis, or we call it framing too, right? The way you frame something, the way you set an expectation, gives the person then the experience. If you introduce me as someone, all right, now we're gonna have Maggie. She's doing like something with hypnosis. I don't know. Come in. People are going to be like, what? If
Yeah.
you say, now we have this lovely young lady that has changed millions of lives with the tool of hypnotherapy,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. You frame me completely differently, so the expectation of the audience
Right,
is already
right.
completely different. And that's what I do too. I frame myself and the experience in a way where they know what to expect, and then the brain is lazy and picks the easiest mode, which is, let's pick what she said is going to happen because I'm too tired to find out what else could happen. So they just go with it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
We're very intelligent and our brain is a supercomputer, but at the same time, our brain is really like lazy and just wants to chill.
It's true. It's true. Sometimes you'll catch yourself, at least I will. I'll just, there's an old song from Pink Floyd. I forget the name of the song, but there's a lyric in the song where it goes, I have become comfortably numb. And that I think a lot of people hit that, where you think about the machine, the computer in our head that could be thinking of so many things outside of the box, inside of the box, beyond the realm of what we even know. But I think so many people just like flick that switch where we're just kind of riding on that numb carpet because it's easier and it's less work, and
But also, we're all being hypnotized into that state
Yeah, that's
by the
true.
media.
Yeah, I
the
agree.
army is huge hypnosis. Any coach in an athletic team,
yeah.
Have you ever watched the faces of the kids watching their coach
Yeah,
before a
they're like-
game? Right, completely on it. Army, complete mass hypnosis.
Oh, yeah.
The media, politics, all of
it.
all
Horrible.
that fun stuff. So. Yeah, they try to, hypnotize the masses
Yeah.
into exactly being numb and being comfortable with being numb.
Yeah.
Because knowledge is power, but with, knowledge comes responsibility. With responsibility comes work and problems and fear. And people are like, nah, the less I know, the better.
How does it go? I have become comfortably numb. Do you know this song?
It was a great interpretation, but it wasn't enough for me to recognize the song.
I'll hypnotize you later so you know the whole album. Yeah. So you're dealing with, it sounds, I didn't realize you were dealing with heavy things.
Yeah.
And does that ever become emotionally overwhelming to you? Like, do you get in so deep with someone that maybe someone was in a car crash or they lost a child? Like, do you get in there and it becomes overwhelming for you because you're so connected to them?
In the beginning, I'm a huge empath. I really feel for people and I'm very compassionate. In the beginning, I was like, yo, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if I can serve these kind of cases. Maybe this is beyond me. Maybe I should really leave it to the professionalists. And but eventually, with time and a routine, I got better at it.
Good.
But there are still some cases where I have a few people I still see, and until they're finished, I don't schedule anyone after I saw them. There are I have one class on Thursday, one session on Thursdays with a lady who has been through stuff that no Stephen King could not make up.
Wow. Ooh.
I can't even repeat it. It's,
Yeah, no, I won't
It's
even
not your
ask.
basic assault. It's not your basic rape. It's not your basic. It's shit. I can't even.
Yeah.
My brain would pop if I tried to
know where
understand.
you're going. It's somebody kidnapped someone, locked them in a root cellar, all that shit. The bone keeper, all that horrible stuff.
I had
yeah.
whole families rape someone, including the females, aunts, take money, invite people for money to rape the kid,
God.
all that fun stuff. So,
good
so there are
Lord,
certain cases where I'm like, I might just call it a night for today and just hang out with my dog and maybe watch some Jim Carrey movie or Adam Sandler,
And
but,
that's where the service of comedy comes in, right?
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for my... And I'm a 10, by the way.
Yeah, so no, some... And then also if there are cases, for example, that I experienced myself, that's always heavy when people like break through divorce or they had terrible accidents or I have a huge fear of car accidents. I drive very fast. I drive a lot.
The Autobahn. The German
and to
connection.
Me, it's a huge phobia to imagine one day you open your eyes and you see you're upside down and you realize like, oh my God, it happened. I'm in some accident. That's like, and if people come to me and they had these kinds of accidents and they describe what happened and they can't drive anymore, I'm like, I feel a bit of this anxiety coming up because I can relate.
Yeah.
But again, as with everything, it's like when you go on stage in the beginning, you probably shit your pants and now you're excited, right? To go up because you have the routine.
Yeah.
It's the same with hypnosis. I used to be like, oh my God, I hope I can help them. Oh my God, I hope they like me. I hope I understand what they need. I hope my English, the language barrier, I hope they understand me and this and that.
Your English is great.
And now I'm like, sit down. And I'm chilling, because with the routine, it creates a habit. The power of habit is one of the biggest powers we have.
Yeah, good or bad.
Learning something new is much easier than to relearn something in a different way. For example, when you learn a line and then the director says, actually, I want you to say this.
Yeah.
Much more difficult than learning this one line from scratch.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Habits are evil if they're bad, if they're lazy or even habits of certain thoughts. If you're trained to always think specific things like I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not funny enough, I'm too old now, the new generation is up my ass, all that stuff. These are all negative thinking habits that hypnosis can break.
Well, let me ask you this, for the heavy side of it that we just talked about, where it can be overwhelming and you're dealing with some dark stuff, everyone's thinking this question. Is there a fun recreational side to this? Like, can you bring something like this into your personal life? And let's say you're dating a gorgeous guy and he's very conservative or something. Can you hypnotize him into going, tonight you're having a foot fetish, and every time I say the word cheese, you're going to kiss my feet or something? Like, can you play with it and have fun with it, or is that off limits? Is that dangerous? Can you?
As history has shown, if I could use that in my private life, I wouldn't be a lonely, sad, depressed, single, divorced, and, unhappy with my life. So no.
Wait, you didn't just describe yourself there, did you?
I'm not looking for anybody. I'm a happy single. Just kidding. I'm single and not ready to mingle.
Okay.
You can only hypnotize somebody that wants to be hypnotized. This whole against the will and some creepy ass movie stuff, that doesn't work. And also, the actually interesting part about it is, I don't need you to believe in hypnosis. You can be like, that shit doesn't work. I only need you to really want what I'm going to hypnotize you for.
Right.
So I can rather hypnotize a pessimist, but he really needs to quit whatever, drinking or smoking, because he's going to die, he's going to be sick, then maybe someone that is a huge fan, hell yeah, I love hypnosis, but whatever I hypnotize them for is not really necessary or strong will. I work with the power of wanting rather than with the power of belief. The will is the power, is the driving force. So one time a guy called me and says, I want you to hypnotize me for weed or smoke. I don't remember if weed or cigarettes. And I'm like, okay, cool. Why do you want to quit? And he's like, well, I don't really want to quit, but my wife and my daughter complain. I can't help him.
He has to want it.
He has to want it.
Yeah.
So if naturally you don't have a foot fetish and you don't want to massage my feet, which would be highly weird to me, I can't change it. Yeah.
We're going to have to put up pictures of your feet now. I'm sorry, but no, I'm kidding. But it's so it seems like there's two elements here. And I could be wrong, but there's the energy you send out. But is there also a form, and I hope this isn't offensive, but is there also a form of mind control to a degree?
No, that's this huge misconception. People maybe like to sell it that way, so we look more cool.
Yeah.
No, I really just know which words to use because I studied. I know how to technically guide you into that state that is possible to achieve if you know how, and then make those changes. None of that stuff.
So it's all verbal. If you
No.
put duct tape over your mouth, you couldn't do what you do if you were just sitting there going, you will quit smoking.
Exactly.
You don't have that ability.
No, unfortunately not. No.
Because that to me is like, that's like a mind blower.
I have friends
to
that are
think.
mentalists.
They can do
so
that?
literally, you write a number on the paper, 4 digits or something, and over
on.
the screen, I have a friend, he's in New York. He'll look at you and be like, and he'll write on the numbers, and you're like, yo. He really does that. I don't know how mentalism works. That's even further into the magical.
Is that something you'd explore, or are you not? Does that not
I wish
interest
I
you?
have like no intuition or no. I'm always surprised by what people say or what
As
happens.
a mentalist, I'm a 0.
Exactly.
Right?
I am one of the lines I say most often is I did not see that coming. So
Oh,
I
that's
know
what
that's
she
it.
said,
You have
yeah.
to be I have to be honest. As much as I'm a 10 in hypnosis, I'm a 0 in knowing what you think.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised why people would like me or not like me. I'm like, they did not like me, or I'm like, they did like me.
Right.
Almost like-
so you're not in a position where you can go into a room or be at a party or something, and you don't have any of that medium stuff where you pick up on that guy over there is a.
I'm really super scientific. I come from the boring science. I'm very like typical German. I'm very by the books, by the paper, and I like to do it because that stuff you talk about is what makes people like, oh hell no, woo woo and angel numbers and tarot, and they put this all into that section. I'm really coming from the listen, dude. You breathe in, you do this, you do that, you imagine that, and then we can achieve that state that by science law exists. But there are people that are kind of blended, and I could totally start a cult if I would wear white and tell everybody around me to wear white. Or sometimes you see this in crazy churches. They use hypnosis, but they say it's God's spirit, and they put the head on the people's, and they're like, "Your cancer is gone."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Damn!" And they make bank. But see, I'm too ethical to do that. I totally could, but I'm like,
bless.
Jesus Christ is going to punish me. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
no, it's really I'm really coming from the clean. I say what it is. I do the hypnosis, and then I'm out. Not
amazing.
that I could dress it up. You can dress up everything, right? You can always make it more glamorous and more glitter and more this and more that, but I'm really super clean and quick, and I explain what happens, and that's why I get a lot of the people that actually usually would not do it. They're like, the way you said it actually sounded legit, so I'm going to try it.
But regardless of all that and your ethics and everything, there's still a very, to us lay people that don't do what you do, there's a very ethereal kind of element to what you do, and on that note, with doesn't necessarily have to be a religious answer or anything at all. And you might not think about this stuff, but is there a side of you that does, because of what you do, take you to a place where you think of other planes of existence and afterlives and things, or is that got nothing to do with any of it?
Oh, I totally believe that there's way more, right, than they try to make us.
Okay.
Because to me, just the fact that we exist and all the crazy shit we do, what we invented, how we connect, how we have memory, empathy, right? Like elephants, like we grieve when people die, all that cool stuff.
Yeah.
How could you dare to say there's not more of that? Maybe in a different shape, different form, right? But if we are here doing all that crazy stuff, like we invented matcha latte, that's so cool, or dill pickle smoothies.
Dill pickle puke, yeah.
How can you be so arrogant almost or egocentric and be like, that's it, like we're great, but don't think there's more. Just the fact that we exist makes me believe there's more, and we literally don't know. Again, limiting beliefs, right?
Yeah.
So 100% there's more, and if there's more, if there are aliens or like what's called extraterrestrial, what's the word?
Extraterrestrial. Yeah.
They're like, we're with shame, and they must be laughing their asses off.
Yeah,
like
or
watching
crying.
us, or crying. They must
their
be like,
asses off.
we wanted to invade that planet, but never mind. These people are like, no, that's not even a challenge. No, but definitely there's more out there. I highly believe it because, again, we are here. So
yeah. I'm glad to hear that. It's interesting, and I've even heard theories before, and I don't know how people create these theories or where they come from, but I've heard theories that should the almond eyes extraterrestrials exist, I've heard theories that they don't even use language, that they telecommunicate and use and all that stuff. But how could anyone know?
But how often do you say the same word at the same time with somebody you're close to, or you really think about somebody random that you really haven't talked to in a while, and bam, they're calling you?
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
That
yeah.
shit happens. It does happen.
Yeah.
It just happened to me. I thought randomly about someone from school. I was like, what are they doing on Facebook? Hey, I'm glad I found you. How have you been? Do you remember me? I'm like, that's impossible. So,
Father? Papa in the lederhosen?
And remember, we use what, 23% of our brain capacity?
You know what? I just heard or saw something recently. Speaking of things that just sort of randomly fall into place, I just saw something randomly in a magazine or on some type of show that whole we only use part of our brain is a myth. It's a fallacy.
Nah.
And whatever I was watching, they were dispelling the myth and saying it's not accurate, it's not real. And I wish I had more of it in my head. I sort of watched it and let it go.
No, there are so many parts that are they don't even look active when you put it in an MRI.
Well, this goes back to what I was saying about the danger of us being comfortably numb, because let's say the average person lives 80 years. Imagine if you woke up every day, sort of like an Elon Musk, and instead of, having your coffee and then doing some emails and then going down to the imagine if every human machine every day woke up and had 100% focus and just, hey, I wonder if a duck can swim underwater and its beak's made out of composite graphite, and, like just weird, intense thinking. If we all did that, where would we be? I feel like Elon Musk is sort of that guy. He gets up and uses more of his brain. Yeah.
But think about it. If we talk about conspiracy theories or creepy stuff the media and the government does to us, what if, for example, they put stuff in our food and our drinks that we don't know about, that limits our, and maybe there are people like Elon Musk that have the financial sources and stuff. They can, they know what not to eat or what not to drink. Or maybe he has the food prepared a certain way, or maybe you add a little bit of something to neutralize what they put into it, and then you don't have that blockage in I don't know. There's for sure a lot of crazy shit going on.
What's interesting on that note is I never, ever, I'd say maybe 5 times a year, I never, ever drink tap water, ever. They say they put fluoride in it, which is a chemical. I know it's supposed to be good for your teeth, but I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, think of it. Tap water flows into every building and structure we enter. What better way to move around some kind of what you just said, some mind-altering or body-altering invisible formula and put it into something that everyone drinks?
It goes through your pores.
I've always thought this has always been weird to me. How is it that dogs and cats get cancer? Right?
Right?
A domestic pet. And I go, how does a basset hound or a German shepherd get a tumor? And I go, what are they doing that we're doing? And the only thing I can think of is their whole life they're drinking tap water.
My dog had cancer. She made it, but it was really bad.
Yeah, but it made me think about it, because I don't think you see out in the wild, I don't think you see a lion with cancer or a giraffe.
Right?
Maybe you do. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I hear so many stories of house pets getting cancer, and I go, the only thing they're doing that we're doing is ingesting water. And again, people are probably watching, get over yourself, but it's stuff you think about, who knows?
A friend of mine, he's German as well. He lives in LA. He would love that topic right now. He's one of the few, I think there are only 5 or 6 water sommeliers certified in America.
What's a sommelier? Isn't that a soldier in Africa?
No, sommelier, the dudes that test wine and stuff.
Oh.
You know that stuff?
Yeah.
So he does
what
it with water.
They do? How does it go?
And they, so he creates water menus. He creates water. He teaches you which water goes good with what kind of food.
Yeah.
And he's a huge advocate against tap water.
Really?
But even bigger against...
So I'm not crazy.
No, but even bigger against purified water. He says purified water is the evil.
Oh, really?
Spring water only.
That's what I drink. I don't trust purified water, because again,
spring only.
Somebody went in and altered the water.
Exactly.
Somebody, a human being, messed with the water. But if I have water coming up through the aqua filter right out of the ground, that I'm trusting way more than distilled water.
None of that.
Yeah, I've always stayed away from that. It's always been spring water.
Yeah.
What?
Even it doesn't matter if it's fancy. It could be Fiji Evian. It could be what's called Crystal Geyser and Arrowhead. Spring water, and you're safe. Yeah, he's super serious about it. Yeah.
So see, folks, I'm not crazy.
He's not.
I might be onto something.
You might be. He does water tastings. You want to go with me?
Sure.
To a water tasting?
I'm sure it tastes delicious.
No, it's cool. First, you're like, it's like with hypnosis. You're like, right, water. I'm going to feel all these tastes. And then you go and you're like, damn, it's salty. It's bitter.
Oh,
it's sweet.
really?
It's soft. It's hard. Yeah.
You know, in all my life, and I'm only 23, I've never been invited to a water tasting. But I would do that. I would go. Can we go to a Coca-Cola tasting right after? Is that...
No.
Damn it. Darn it.
No,
Oh.
let's do it. It's fun. It's
Okay,
very,
in.
because
I'll try it.
you're interested into mind-opening experiences. So if you go to Burning Man, might as well join me in a water tasting.
Well, the fact that I brought up this random topic,
Yeah.
and again, going back to you just happen to know a guy who's
Yeah.
a water, I can't say no to that. I'll go. I'll go to the water taste. Do I need to wear a life jacket or anything? Or
No.
see, maybe I'm not a 10 at comedy.
It's like when people say, oh, I better close my eyes, huh? And I'm like, yeah.
As we're getting close to the end here, how long does it take you to hypnotize or get someone into the trance or whatever they're
As
going?
long as I speak. So it's a quick
It's that quick.
getting into it. And then it depends on how much you need to hear, if it's something serious, if it's something little. I keep you in there as long as I talk. And when I'm done, I bring you back. There are different ways to come back, to ease back into the state of awareness. And could be anything from 2 minutes to 10 to 30.
So I don't know if I should even ask this, if it's annoying, if it's something you don't do, you don't want to do, whatever, no pressure, but is this something we should try right now, or is it too much of a process, or is it something like I don't do it on camera?
No,
or?
it's not too much of a process, but again, you would have to have something serious to be hypnotized for.
Like
yeah.
something
Yeah.
where like quit smoking.
But think
or-
about something and we'll do it next time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you'll come back.
Yeah.
I'll serve spring water.
Only.
Can this be done with animals in any way? Can you connect to an animal, do you think, or
I
no?
saw videos of a dude hypnotizing a chicken. It's freaking hilarious. The chicken is like, "Arr!" But no, I have not tried
Okay.
that, and I have not gone into
Okay.
that. Again, as I said, I use my words.
Yeah.
So as much as I love my dog, she still looks at me like, the fuck are you talking
She's
about?
not a chicken.
I don't think we would,
What kind of dog?
It's a Chihuahua. And
Oh,
yes,
I used to have one.
She's barking and she's loud and she's very unfriendly and very
Oh,
arrogant.
really? Mine was the exact opposite. Mine was quiet and loving, and
Mine is
what color?
beige, like me, same hair color.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have the same hairdresser.
And then the last question, because this is such a sort of out there thing, is there any danger element to it? Like, is there any dangerous side to this, like getting inside of someone like that? And you know, you always hear this thing, oh, if you take LSD more than 4 times, you could go crazy and never come back. Like, is there an element where you get in there, maybe you have 5-6 sessions with someone and they don't come out of whatever you've helped them with?
No. That's also a common misconception. What if
Okay.
I don't come back? Or my mom was like, don't do this to me, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
And no. It's just a state of trance. So again, I can only hypnotize you for what you want. So
Okay.
let's say I hypnotize you for steal your sister's wallet after this session.
Yeah.
You might either open your eyes and snap out of it and be like, what? Literally. Or you simply do not accept this suggestion. There's nothing that can happen. You can always snap out of it, even if
Okay.
it's super loud or somebody barges into the room like, hey, Freddie, we need you downstairs.
Yeah.
You might open your eyes and be like, I'm coming. And I'm like, great. So it's really not.
Okay.
It goes as deep as you allow it to go. It's very fragile.
Yeah.
It's super powerful, yet it's super fragile. It's almost like some needle with terrible poison. It's so little and thin, and yet it can cause huge effects.
That's
right?
why I asked, because
Yeah.
it's to someone who's never done it before. It's a little intimidating because in a way you're trusting someone you don't know. You're handing over your mind.
Yeah, a
you're
little
opening
bit.
your channels a bit to someone. And even when I see it done as entertainment, like you'll have these guys with 12 people
I know,
on the
yeah.
stage, and I go, man, I mean, it's funny. They're acting like a chicken, but is it danger? You know,
If there's a fire in the house, it's not like I'm like, okay, peace, and then you're going to be there hypnotized, dying in the fire. You open your eyes, you're like, damn, let's get out.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
not like that. No.
Okay,
no.
so for next time, I'm going to have to work on finding something that you can work on with me.
Mm-hmm.
But that means I'm probably going to have to go out and start a really bad habit. So I could
Drink
really
tap water and I make you quit.
Okay. Before we go, this was amazing. I was so
Thank you
excited
for
to have
having
you
me.
here because, this stuff really fascinates me, and I've never been able to, being in the entertainment industry, I've butted up against people that do it more on an entertainment level, and even at that level, it's things that deal with the brain and the mind that are so powerful. It just fascinates me. So thank you for being so open and honest. And before we go, is there a way that, or anything you want to promote or tell people how they can connect with you if they want to work with you, or any website or a book you've written, anything you want to?
So I came out with a course and 5 books. No, I actually have nothing.
You have nothing?
No, follow my social media and
Yeah.
send me a message with what you think I could help you with.
Oh,
First
good.
of all, be aware of identifying your problems.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself. Be like, do I really suck, or is it the people around me? You know how often I had clients and we all thought they need hypnosis, and what they needed was to kick out some asshole out of their inner
Yeah,
circle?
yeah.
Sometimes all the hypnosis you need is to kick out some
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
So become aware, like, what am I doing? Is this really what I love? I had a person that was studying medicine and they had so much trouble and they wanted hypnosis to study better, to understand better. What was the problem? The parents were doctors. They wanted the son to be a doctor. He wanted to work with like tourism and be a travel agent.
Yeah.
So he wasn't not talented or something. He was working against his actual will.
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't even need hypnosis
Yeah.
or therapy. You just need to be like, what do I really want?
Follow
Am
your
I really
passion.
happy? For real. Yeah, for
Follow
real.
your passion. I always say this, you got one life. It's your life. And I always say, picture it like you're the captain of a boat and you're
Yeah.
steering. And all these people can tell you which way to go, but at the end of the day, that boat's not going to go anywhere that you don't steer it. So let people say, you should do this, you should be that, but find your course, chart it, and go.
And get comfortable with being alone. Not lonely.
Yeah, that's
But
two
find
different
power
things.
in being alone, because
Yeah.
we are born alone. Nobody held
Yeah.
our hand when we came out screaming. Maybe someone will hold our hand when we leave, but in the end, when we close our eyes and we go into the whatever, hopefully it's a nice place.
Yeah.
It's us. It's just me. It's just you. It's not us together. Even a loving couple or whatever. It's, we're alone.
I wouldn't be
So-
sad if me and you went up to the big Applebee's in the
If
sky
they serve
together.
spring water, though.
Yeah,
only.
I'd be down for that. And
But,
dill pickles,
Become comfortable being alone. Become comfortable with, kicking out people out of your life if they're not good
Yeah,
for you. Don't be so
great advice.
addicted to opinions and us being with someone. Do things yourself. I went
Yeah.
to Hawaii for 4 days by myself. Not because I don't have friends.
Yeah.
I was like, let's read a book. Let's listen to
Yeah,
music.
it's
I met
important.
so many people. Next time I went, whom did I visit? The people I met when I went
That's
alone.
great. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
work on being alone. Work on being okay with
Great.
identifying what you want to do,
Love that. That's
Yeah.
great. Well, tell people real quick what your social media is so they can find you if they want to.
I try to make it extra complicated. So it's Magdushya, Magdushya, which my mom is from Warsaw. She's Polish. So that was my Polish nickname. And years ago, I took it as my Instagram. And now I'm like, damn, I can't change it.
Yeah.
And all my social media is the same name. So once you figure out how to spell that one, you'll find everything.
Good luck. You might need a medium to get you there. Hey, thank you so much for being here, and look forward to the next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
well-
too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and folks, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this insightful chit-chat that we had, and be good to yourself, chart that course, and until next time, right here on the Harland Highway, chicken chow mein, baby.
Do we have music?
Oh, yeah.
Let's play it.
Wait. There it is. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Oh, yeah!
Whoa! Here we go. Maybe I keep it running for a while.
That's it.
Okay. See you, everybody.
I lost